Okay, so you were telling me about a couple quotes that you heard that you thought that I should hear. So let's talk about those
Yes.
quotes.
Okay, so the first one was, which I really loved, was your life begins at uncomfortable.
Okay. So I started to reflect on that, right? And
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking about my life journey, and let me tie it back to Hawaii. Your
Mhm.
life begins when you're uncomfortable, or you're on the edge of uncomfortable,
The edge
right?
of uncomfortable. That's right.
Okay, the edge of uncomfortable. And when I first moved to Hawaii, I was living in Aiea, and I was uncomfortable because I looked Hawaiian, but I was not Hawaiian, right?
It's your
And
tan.
yeah, it's the tan, it's the tattoos, it's the aura, whatever.
Yeah.
I was far from the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got recruited off the beach to go paddling,
Mm-hmm.
I was uncomfortable. I mean, you're out there, you look the part, but you're not the
Mm-hmm.
part, right? So you're uncomfortable. But little did I know from that day on, I would excel at something that I have never been exposed to. Um, I think a lot of the things that have come into my life especially when I was in Hawaii, I was uncomfortable. Like getting into the nursing program, very competitive, right? Always have to have your ducks in a row to get into any program. It's one of those things. And there were a lot of times that because I had a prior experience, like they would put me on the spot. They'd be like, you should already know this. And I'm like, whoa, you know. So I think that quote is really wonderful. Hawaii, is a place to heal, but it will push you out of your comfort zone if you allow it to.
If you allowed to.
Surfing, learning to walk underwater with a rock in your hand to hold your breath, swimming in really rough water, jumping off boats, even
Mm-hmm.
skydiving. I mean, I've done all those things, hiking in dangerous areas. But I think what it is the way you heal in Hawaii is nature pushing you to the edge of being uncomfortable. It's not
Yeah.
anybody else. It's you and nature. And so I thought
Yeah.
that was like a really wonderful thing. But I can recall several times in my life where like greatness came from me because I stepped out of my comfort zone and I just put myself on the spot. But I think now as I'm like older, I know the things that I'm comfortable with, but there are things
Mm-hmm.
I'm still willing to try. But we all know our limits. So I think that's a really great quote. What does that resonate like how does that make you feel and how does that resonate with you?
Well, kind of the same thing. I mean, I do live in Hawaii, grew up here, and I agree. Nature has pushed me the most. From that time I got chased up the tree by a giant boar and almost dying when I was a child in the ocean because I got hit by a wave and was held under for too long, and I didn't know how to get myself back up, and I did. Didn't die that day, but I've had those experiences where I fought with the current and almost got pulled out to the ocean.
Yep.
You
The
gotta
ocean wanted to
fight to
take you back.
survive.
Wanted to take you
Yeah,
back. That's
take
what
me
happens when
back.
you look like Moana.